Welcome guys to our very first videos from this series of videos in which I will talk a little bit about my life, about the things that I have been doing. And also, I'd say that the purpose of these videos is definitely to record a part of my day that are about very special things from my day as a journal so that I can be able to rewatch it when I'm older. And I think that this will be very special. Also, if you have any feedback, if you want to comment below, feel free to do it. I know that most of my friends are watching it, but if there are any other people that are watching it, I'll be more than pleased to know from you, okay? One other thing that I'd like you to know is that I normally try to hide to cancel the background noise, but I think that for this special occasion, it will be very important to maintain because I'm at my parents' house. And here it's like very farm like. Maybe I can record something for this week about this place, which is like paradise. It's definitely paradise. Well, so this is the idea of the channel, okay? And today I'd like to talk a little bit about myself. I'd like to introduce myself for you so that you can know a little bit about me. Well, I am 21 years old. I recently put my bachelor degrees in medicine, medical studies on hold. So I stepped out of medicine mainly because I'll go to Italy to study, to deepen on my studies actually. Why? Especially because I believe that it's totally connected with my purpose of life, my purpose of with medicine, with studies, and so on. So I want to become a teacher. I don't want to become only a doctor. I want to be a professor in medicine. So that is something that I'm really always charging on myself, that I need to know how to explain the macro. I need to know the details of the things. So it's not only about knowing how to act when a patient comes with that certain disease, the certain trouble. It's also about knowing exactly what is happening, because not always our treatment will work. So we need to know exactly very small details. We need to know the big picture, of course. And I think that for becoming a doctor, knowing the big picture, knowing the practice is very important. That's why Brazil makes great doctors, and we know it. Brazil makes great doctors because in Brazil, colleges have like plenty of practice, and that's great. That's definitely great. But for me, it's not enough. For me, it's important, and throughout these 2 years of graduation that I have gone through, for me was very important, very important. But right now I do know that I need more, that I'm looking forward for more. And medicine in Italy is exactly on this purpose, on the purpose of knowing exactly the micro, the details, the explanations, and so on, so that I can become a teacher, so that I can know how to explain to the students, so that then I can learn from the things, but I am also able to answer to the students when they have a complex situation, a complex question. So for me, I I need the specification. I know that medicine in Italy is like not a lot more different, but I definitely know that it's there are more criterios that they overcharge on the students. And here in Brazil, they are not like this. They're like, oh, you didn't pass through the exam, so you need another chance. Oh, you need another chance. And sometimes if you don't, if you just pay it, that will be okay. We know that from private universities. Maybe it's the same over there, but I know that the criterios, the theory criteria is a lot harder, and that's what I want. I'm doing here in Brazil in Santa Catarina, which is a very good university. It's UNESCO, and actually, I know that it's very good because there are great doctors that graduate from there. But honestly, I don't want to be only a doctor. I know, I already know that I want to be a professor. I want to be a master. And to become a great master, I need to know the foundation of things. I need to understand the logic. I need to understand the very, very small details of which I can take the big picture and explain the small details, the small pieces of information that honestly are very important in medicine to understand uh, what makes sense through the micro, from the micro to the macro, so that we can really capture it very well. Well, I'd say that this is my purpose of life, to be a teacher, to be a master, also to be a mom, honestly. So I I am totally connected with it. I am definitely connected with my purpose of life, which is to become a great professor, a great master. And well, I've been giving classes since I was 16 years old, when I started to give English classes, and I'm still giving English classes, which I love it. I definitely love it. I am always trying to get more, to understand more, to learn more from English and through English as well. So the point here is not to be perfect. The point here is to be able to learn things out of things, basically. So that's a very important thing for me. I don't want to be perfect. I just want to learn as much as I can. So the point here is that I started to give classes when I was 16 years old, but I started learning English when I was 15. So it took me like 1 year to learn English, and then we started teaching English. And I think that that was great. That was great because I was obsessed with learning English. And it was not only English, okay, because it was at the middle of the pandemic, and I talked about the background noise, right? Anyways, I started learning English and Spanish because I already knew that I like to study medicine in Argentina, but throughout the time I saw that it wasn't exactly what I really wanted. Then I started studying for medicine here in Brazil. But at that time of pandemic, I enjoyed so much to learn languages that I learned Spanish, English, and then I could study I could study Greek first. But I saw that Greek wouldn't be so useful actually, because what would I use for? It was just beautiful. It's very it's a very beautiful language, but definitely like not so useful at all. So then I jumped from Greek to Russian, and Russian was very, very interesting. I'd say that nowadays it's still my first language, my favorite language for all. And then I also studied French, and recently that I had the opportunity to go to Italy, I learned Italian in a challenge that I gave to myself of doing it in 30 days. And it was insane. It was very good. And I did it. I could talk in Italian with everybody with no troubles. So, well, I've learned those languages, and nowadays I use those languages on my own, basically to learn more, to know more from people, to know more people as well. And that was very special for me. That was a very important part of my life that I wish my kids, my grandkids, and everybody can know it, because I came from a family that nobody knows how to speak English other than me. Not that I'm better than them, but I am different, I'd say. I'm doing different things. I'm doing things that they haven't done, and it doesn't make me better at all. But I'd say that it's something that I have to recognize that it came from me, and because of my willingness to make it happen, not only with English, but with all the other languages as well. And I'd say that this was very important for me. Well, also, I am the first one to graduate medicine from the whole family, which makes it also special. Again, I'm not better than anyone else, because there are plenty of people of my family that are fucking amazing, that do um, great jobs, but it's different, and I think that to be able to touch a human soul, not only a human body, but a human soul, for me is very, I'd say, wholeheartedly. For me it's something that I do wholeheartedly. It's my purpose of life. Another thing that I'd say that is very important from me is that I I love to learn from people. So I love to listen to people, and I'd say that this is the thing that made me a little bit different, because I am patient to learn from people. I am patient to look at your eyes and talk to you, and laugh at everything that can be laughed at. And if you need a shoulder to cry, you have it. So I'd say that I am good at that. I'm good with people. So but it's also something that I've been working on through books, through courses, through activities, exercises, and whatever. But the point here of this video is, right now a little bit about me, but you don't know about what are the things that are changing for me, which are a lot of things, because I'm moving to Italy to study, but the process of getting to university is quite different. And I'd say that it's a challenge. It's quite a challenge, and I love challenges. I love to run. I like to run. I don't run a lot. It's like something that I do for mental health. I like to read. I am Catholic, which is a very important part for me. I definitely like to read, and this is a book that I talk a lot about, and it's a fucking good book. It's in Portuguese, but there's also in English, because the original one is in English. I love to read other books as well. And what more? I love to exercise. I've recently started fighting jiu-jitsu, which is a very interesting exercise, because it makes me think a lot. I also like to do, I love to learn. I love the process of learning, be it with only my imagination, be it with my body. So that's the that's the main things from myself. Well, that was a pleasure to talk to you guys. I hope you all have enjoyed to know a little bit more about me. If you have any question, don't be afraid to send me below. And I see you then in our next videos. Bye bye.